I started at the end, a lot of attention to what questions are going to be asked, and then figuring out how to get there in as few steps as possible so that maximum marks can be scored.
In each module, we began with a core and then proceeded to the more difficult aspects.
Well, throughout all my video creation, I focused on how I could make the content accessible, and so I made sure each video flowed well into the next, leaving no gaps in concept development.
One of the big missions of this video series was to deliver the most amount of impact in the least amount of time. To make this possible, we had to be highly selective in what examples we chose.
Maths is a way of thinking. And instead of memorizing and rote learning, it is so important to focus on the fundamental concepts, and this was our main aim.
One of the obvious benefits of a video is that if you're struggling with a particular section of work, you can always pause the video, you can go back, you can replay it, you can play it a number of times. If you're confident with a section, then you can play that video in double speed.
So the thorough thinking that is developed in this video series as it takes you through each topic really enables a foundational sense of confidence in your ability to tackle from the simple to even the more tricky questions. And so if you have been able to really spend time preparing thoroughly rather than doing last minute cramming and memorizing, you will give yourself that gift of just arriving with a far more collected and calm state of mind for your exam.
Susan, what qualifies you as the world's biggest maths nerd?
So when I wake up in the middle of the night and I can't get back to sleep, I look at the numbers on the clock and I use the basic operations and brackets and exponents and roots and factorials. And I have to get all the natural numbers from 1 to as far as I can. And I get very proud of myself if I get into the 30s. So that's what I do when I can't sleep. And it's perfectly true. I do it every single night.
All I can think of is taking my matrics to the beach at 5 o'clock the day before the exam, having put pens down, not to pick them up again. That's not nerdy. That is maybe fighting the nerd in me. And they all said that that was the biggest game changer for them in writing exams.
I think how much I get a kick out of getting a really tricky example right gets me really excited.
Yuck.
Challenging.
And I used the word thereby. It wasn't on purpose.
The thereby contagion.
That's so funny.